Who does Florida State have a better chance? And before the haters start saying, I'm not saying they will, who does Florida State have a better chance of beating this year, Logan? Florida or Miami?
Miami.
You think Miami? Because, go ahead.
I'm not sold on King being fully healthy by then. I mean, I don't know what his projection is. I mean, it was just ACL, right?
But yes, ACL and some other ligaments in there.
I think it is Miami. I don't think Florida is going to be fantastic, though. I don't think they're going to have a season like they did last year either. So it's more of a tougher question on figuring out who these two teams are going to be whenever we see them in their first 3 games. But I think right now, at least, it's going to be Miami. But I mean, I know Miami fans are going to be like, "Well, we whipped you by that many points." Blah blah. A lot can change in a year. If one head coach wasn't on the sideline, number 2 didn't have a spring at all, barely had a fall camp. And obviously didn't even know who Florida State's starting quarterback should be. You had to figure that out a few games in. So I think a lot is going to change for Florida State. But in being able to compete with these two teams right here, I'm going with Miami Hurricanes on a better chance of beating.
I understand where you're coming from. You're dead wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. An 80% Derek King is better than a 100% Emory Jones. Is better than a 100% Anthony Richardson. I believe that's the backup quarterback for Florida. Enter the spring. Florida lost so much. And for the record, I think Florida will be a favorite when they play us. I think Miami will be a favorite when they play us. I think you're going to have, number one, the fact that Florida lost so many players from last year's team that lost their final 3 games and had a huge letdown from the LSU loss, the Alabama loss, and then the blowout loss to Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. That's number one. Number 2, Miami only plays, I've said this before, I sound like a broken record. They only play Alabama, North Carolina, and we'll throw it in there. They play us. Now, we're probably the 3rd toughest game on their schedule right now, if you look at it. And it's only because they come to us. I would argue why we're the number 3 on their schedule right now. Florida plays Alabama. They play LSU. They go to LSU. They play Alabama the 3rd game of the season. They play Tennessee. They play Georgia. So there's your 4 tough SEC games. Their non-conference slate is not as easy as it has been in the past. They still have to play FAU. They go to USF for the first time. I think they win both those games easily, but it's not cakewalks. They don't have a cakewalk schedule by the time. They're going to have some guys beat up by the time we play them at the end of the season. Now, if we are also a better team this year than we were last year, which I think we both will agree we will be a better team, how much better still is undecided. I think it sets up for the perfect storm where I think we have a better chance to beat Florida. Am I guaranteeing a win right now? No. I think right now I'd say we have probably, if you're saying give me a percentage, I'd say it's 60-40 Florida to Miami.
You know, the thing about, Florida, the only reason I'd give them more of a chance at this kind of discussion is that you lose Kyle Trask, you lose Kyle Pitts, you lose Kadarius Toney, and you lose Trevor Grimes. That's a huge, huge loss on Dan Mullen's offensive side. And the even more scarier part, and I said this months ago, who's throwing the football? Who's going to be throwing the football for the Gators? I mean, Eric Gilbert's leaving Florida because he saw 1 full week of practice of Emory Jones throwing the football, and he's already in the transfer portal. 5-star tight end from LSU doesn't want any part of Emory Jones being his quarterback. So I think Florida's in some serious trouble at quarterback, and they're going to have to figure out what to do. But they still bring back Jacob Copeland, Justin Shorter, and Elam, UF's DB. So I don't know. I mean, the biggest factor there is at quarterback. I mean, Gilbert doesn't want none of that, but he's also got his own.
And the Florida people I talk to say that they're going to go from being a team that threw the ball 65% of the time with Kyle Trask to completely the opposite, where they're going to be a running team because Emory Jones, if you watched him at all, they would only feel confident letting him make certain throws, like right down the seam, slants. They wouldn't give him any difficult throws when he would come in relief of Trask and give him those packages.
And then when Alabama murder balls him in the 3rd game of the season, and then they all of a sudden have Anthony Richardson coming in at quarterback, they'll be fine. But let's be honest, why Logan thinks that we have a better chance to beat Miami than Florida. Logan hates everything south of I-4.
Mm-hmm.
He hates everything from like Orlando down I-4 into Tampa, so he kind of doesn't like downtown Tampa because it's south of I-4, but he doesn't like Orlando because it's kind of right, it straddles I-4. So anything south of I-4, so that's why he hates us down here in South Florida. It's fine, Logan. We'll bring you down.
No.
We can bring you to South Beach. You can go party with everyone on Miami Beach at South Beach.
Never.
There's plenty of space available right now, but if you come down, we'll be fine.
You saw my tweet. You saw my tweet. I did say earlier this week, is it just me or does anyone else not have any kind of interest to go visit Miami? And that was me. I tweeted that too. So you're right on. You are right on. I have no interest in being near South Beach or Miami.